Hello YouTubers, I got me a new toy today. As you see to your right, Glock 27 40 caliber Smith & Wesson. To your left is a Taurus 606 ported barrel 357 Magnum. I'd like to talk to you today about the difference in size and power in which would be a good gun for the majority of society. Now granted that if you're a gun advocate, I'm sure you have plenty of automatics. And if you have a few wheel guns, as we call them, revolvers, then you just widen your ability not only for ammunition but also for reliability. Now, for a first choice on a handgun, you cannot beat a revolver, a wheel gun. This particular one is a Taurus 606. They don't make them anymore. They've been discontinued. Ported barrel 357 Magnum. You can also shoot 38s, 38 specials, 38 specials plus piece, as well as 357 Magnums. This is a 6-shot. The Glock 27 is a 9-shot, 10 if one's in the chamber. Now the Glock is widely known for reliability throughout the world in many services, many militaries, many civilians. Revolvers has been around from the beginning when guns was invented. Revolvers has always been tried and true reliability. The old saying is, if it'll shoot one time, it'll shoot the rest. Well, I guess that saying is true on wheel guns. As long as the cylinder turns and you have a good dry bullet and your hammer works properly with your trigger, when you pull it, it's going to go bang. There's not much that can go wrong with a revolver. On the other hand, Glock, even though it's one of the most reliable semi-automatic handguns in the world, you still have to rely on a slide to go back, a bullet to be chambered, has to go up a ramp, and a magazine has to push it into that ramp. And then you have a striker, an internal striker that can break. So you have a lot of problems that could arise with a semi-automatic. Both of these handguns are very reliable. I've had 0 failures to feed with the Glock. I had 0 failures to fire with the Taurus. Both of these guns are 100%. Now, if you're new to guns and you've never gotten into guns, if you don't know much about guns, you're best off your first firearm, handgun, to be a revolver. Now, not specifically a 357 Magnum. You can get a 38 and shoot, a 38 Special to shoot 38s, which is a lower pressured round than 357 Magnum. And it would give you the reliability in a situation if you had to defend yourself, not being familiar with a firearm, if you don't have the range time, to pull the trigger and go. Now, this particular model revolver is a Tara 606, as I said, with a ported barrel. And I usually keep it loaded with 357 Magnums, 3 and 3 38 Specials, which is a 6-shot. One thing about this is you can alternate your different rounds, where you have 3 on one side or 3 on the other, so your first 3 shots could be easy, and then your last 3 shots could be, this is what I'm talking about. So that would be a good first choice in a small pocket revolver in the Taurus line or Smith & Wesson line. And I believe this is either a J frame, medium size, or a K frame. Please forgive me on the frame size. I've had this particular revolver for roughly about 20 years. The Glock, on the other hand, is a new purchase. And through history, Glock has been one of the most reliable handguns you could purchase. Now, being that said, there is problems that can happen and arise. For a first-time gun owner, if a situation arises and your adrenaline's running and you have not shot it enough or trained enough with it, there's a good possibility it could jam with you, especially in a 40 caliber. If you limp wrist it, it can jam with you. If you have it somewhere where a cloth is over it, or you have it in your pants, your clothes or your garment or your shirt can actually get caught in a slide and prevent it to shoot. You can accidentally eject the magazine and it can fall out. There's a couple of issues with a first-time handgun owner. My recommendation would be a revolver until you get more familiar with your handguns, and especially your daily carry. Once you established a go-to gun that you're going to train with and you're going to carry, that should be your primary focus on how you draw it, how you holster it. I got both of these weapons side by side to show you that they are very similar in size. The revolver is about I'm going to say between 4 to 8 ounces heavier than the Glock. The Glock does hold more than the revolver. The choice is yours to decide on yourself whether or not which firearm you would be comfortable in carrying. But the point of this video is, regardless of which one you choose, you must be responsible as a gun owner. Take all the safety courses if necessary. Practice, practice, practice. And most of all, exercise your right to carry and carry a gun with you, whether even if you don't use it, is going to be better for you than leaving a gun at home. In a deadly situation, you're always better prepared to have it with you than not. So, thank you very much. Have a good day and keep shooting.